All right, so today I'm just pretty much going to give you guys the foundation of business, which is also corporate credit. So I want you to be prepared for business, and I think that everybody should have a business, or even if you don't have a business where you have product. I know some people think, well, I don't know what type of business I want to get in. I don't know necessarily, how to start it, or I don't have the money, or I have a business and I've only reached, I know that it hasn't reached its potential, or I've gotten burned out because I don't have the money. I don't have a team. We have a lot of reasons what we don't have. So I want you to be prepared. I want you to get prepared, and I need you to take notes. And the next time, those of you that are traveling or that don't have your cameras on, the next time I'm gonna call you out. I want to see your face. We're in class. I'm giving you an hour of my time. All I'm asking to do is to see your face, to see your eyes, so that I can connect with you, so that it can motivate me to do this more. All right. So make sure you have your pen and paper. It's gonna be an hour of a lot of information. I also want to start the meeting off by any questions that of things that you might question yourself and you might want me to go over pertaining to business credit. Just shout out some questions.
What's the first step to applying for business credit?
Okay. Anybody else?
How do you obtain a paydex score while applying for business credit?
Do you need business credit if you sell TLC products?
As an established business that doesn't have any business credit, what are 4 net 30 vendors that are good to start with?
How do you apply for things just strictly using your EIN with business credit?
Is it true that if you file your business, that it will build your credit instead of filing a Schedule C on your taxes? So,
Where'd you hear that from?
somebody that does the same thing that I do, and she, I'm a consultant. Wait a minute, I'm cooking in the kitchen. I'm sorry, I'll take off my video. Okay, so I'm an education consultant, and some of the other consultants, she only files her business. So she files blah, blah, blah consultant for her taxes, but she doesn't file, like I file my name and I attach a Schedule C for my business, my Schedule C.
Yeah.
So is it true? Well, so she says she's building her credit by filing just her business. And so she has her car, her insurance, and everything in her business name. And she has credit because she has done that for the last 4 years.
But you use your personal name and then you attach it to the Schedule C.
Right.
So that's what I want to get you to today is I want you to start using your business name and not your personal name. So you gotta understand that your business is an entity. You, DeSonia, you are an entity. If you open up 4 businesses, whether they're home-based or physical brick and mortar businesses, those are entities.
Okay.
So everything, we got to separate the entities, because ultimately, if you ever sell your business, or you want to transfer your business to your child, or you want to leverage your business by getting lines of credit, it's its own entity. It should not be connected to you. So we want to get your business separated. So don't ask the question about how do you get to a point where you don't have to sign and be the PG. When you hear PG, that's the personal guarantor. How do you get to a point where you don't have to be the PG for your business, where you have to build that business? So I hear in the room, I hear people asking about trade credit and the separation of business and paydex scores. So I'm in the room with the right people. And I'm gonna walk you through all of that. Now, I'm gonna tell you in an hour, we can't get through all the information. So this is gonna be a series. So hopefully you guys come to the next masterclass. It's gonna take me a lot. I got a lot of stuff. We gotta talk about corporate credit. We gotta talk about borrowing. We got to talk about leveraging. I want to break down the different types of business. So sole proprietorship, you should know the difference. Sole proprietorship, general partnerships, limited liability, corporations, C corps, S corps, closed corps, professional corps, international business corporations, nonprofits, shelf corps. So you need to know the difference between all of those things, okay?
DBA.
Demond, can I ask one question real quick?
Go ahead.
So is this the same as like with Square? They offer you an advance pretty much from using the Square when you charge your
No,
client?
that doesn't report to your business credit. Those, they're giving you a merchant advance. So they're giving you a loan based upon your receivables that come later on.
Okay.
PayPal does the same thing.
Demond,
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. So, you know my situation. I'm not trying to put the horse before the carriage, but I'm familiar with shelf corps and all that, and the bank being attached to it, right? And the bank basically has to match up as far as the age with the shelf corp. So my question is, can I open a business now with the business bank account and just hold on to it?
Yeah, you can open a business now and just, you don't have to have any activity. You can hold on to it so that it builds time, so that you build the time for it and then just build it later on. You can do that. So just to go, I don't want to jump ahead of time, and that's enough questions for now. I'm gonna get into that, and I'm gonna open the floor back up at the end of the class for questions. I bought a shelf corp. I bought a shelf corp from 1998. So just a shelf corp, because I want to explain to you in building your own business credit. So some of you have businesses, some of you are going to get into it. Like he said, like shelf corps, like a shelf corp is when a person has put their business on the shelf and then they sell it to you. They sell you the articles, they sell you the name, they sell you sometimes it has history, they sell you, sometimes it has a bank account, sometimes it just is a shelf corp. So it's just set up with the Secretary of State, and that's what I bought. And then I built the business credit to it. So now I have a 20 plus year business that I bought. And now I built out the business credit. So now I'm able to apply for credit, because the amount of credit that you get is based upon how long your business has been in existence. Does that make sense? All right. So some of you, the first thing I ask when I talk to somebody about business credit is I say, how long have you had your business? And if you just started it, if you have a business that you've had for 5 years and you just haven't done anything with it, either or, you're still fine. But the longer you've had your business, the more money you're going to get after you build your business credit. So if you have a business that you started and you just never did keep it active, the goal is to get it back active so that you can build the business credit for it. All right. And I'm going to take you through the steps for that. But I do want to kind of go over a few things with you just so that you kind of understand what corporate credit is. All right. So corporate credit is when your business is granted with credit to help it function. All right. So they pull it and they use it when they lend you money, when banks lend you money. If you're getting in a partnership with someone, they pull your credit to lease equipment, to increase your line of credit, to help with your inventory sales, financing, and credit cards. All right. So this is a conversation that I'm about to have. So Karen, go ahead. We're about to role play real quick. All right. And then I'm gonna help you build from start to finish what you need to do to start the foundation of your credit. But this conversation right here, just listen to the conversation.
That was really interesting stuff.
Hold on, Karen. Where are you going? Where are you going? You moving ahead of me, Karen Lloyd. All right, so Karen, me and Karen are having a conversation. Again, I want you guys to be able to have the same type of conversation. So we give you the role play real quick. All right, go ahead, Karen.
That was really interesting stuff you were talking about. I'm sure glad I already had a corporate credit. Maybe I can refer some clients to you. Do you have a business credit card? I mean, excuse me, a business card?
Yeah, I handed him one. You say you have corporate credit. Now tell me how exactly did you go about setting it up?
Well, I applied for a few credit cards under my business name and I was approved.
So you have credit cards in your business name, Karen?
Yes.
Are they tied to your personal credit?
No.
So they're not tied to your personal credit?
No.
All right. Did they ask you for your social security number?
Yes, but that's normal, isn't it?
Yes, if your intent is to personally guarantee that item. Did you give them your DUNS number?
What is a DUNS number?
All right. Well, we halfway there, Karen. All right. DNB is your DUNS is Duns and Bradstreet. They provide businesses with separate, unique 9-digit identification numbers called the DUNS number. It is used to track and rate your business credit profile. Your DUNS number is asked for when applying for lines of credit or some credit cards or with leasing companies. So for DNB, that's your DUNS number. So we refer to that as your business credit reporting agency chapter.
I thought they issued all that stuff when you apply for credit.
No, Karen. You have to apply for your DUNS number on your own and register your trade references with DNB. So I take it that you did not register your trade references, which are your trade accounts, with DNB.
I thought that the creditor did that.
No, Karen, they do not do it for you. You have to do it yourself. So see, what you have to understand is, unlike personal credit, with business credit, there are certain steps one must follow to obtain corporate credit, or in other words, to get a high paydex score of 80 or above. So a good credit score for your business, Karen, will be 80 to 100. The highest is 100.
7?
How many business credit cards do you have?
7.
So you have 7 business credit cards. All right. So have you still been applying for credit?
Yes.
Have you been declined on any of that credit after applying lately?
Yes, it seemed odd. After the 7 card, I've been declined on every card I applied for.
How much of your credit is affected by those inquiries, Karen?
Yes, it seemed, well, my FICO score dropped.
Right, because of your inquiries, right?
They said my balances were too high compared to the credit available on my cards. My debt ratio was too high and I had too many recent inquiries.
Your personal credit, I keep trying to tell you this, Karen, that we had this conversation all the time. Your personal credit was affected when you were personally guaranteed the credit. So when you personally guarantee the credit for your business, they pull your personal credit. So the high limits and increase affected your personal FICO score and your ability to obtain more credit. You were put at risk when you use your personal credit to finance your business. And now your business is at a standstill, right?
Unfortunately, you are correct.
All right, so you're at a standstill. So if an emergency occurs and you need to use your personal credit, Karen, or for whatever reason, you will not be able to use it because you're currently overextended. And even though you can prove your business is responsible for the debt, your FICO score is still affected. So though this is true, you can expedite the process by building business credit through personally guaranteeing loans. Keep in mind, when you personally guarantee a business loan, you're trying to you're trying your personal credit and your business debts. You're tying them into one. So business materials, parts, equipment, marketing, on a continuous basis, you're combining those things. And as it expands, there's more and more you'll need capital. So unfortunately, your personal credit, the more you apply for financing for the business, the more inquiries you're going to create. And every time you apply, an inquiry is pulled, your credit score goes lower. So every time you acquire debt, your debt to income ratio increases, making you undesirable to banks and lending institutions. So the goal is to put you in a position, Karen, so that now you're able to put your business and make it self-sustaining and for it not to affect your personal credit. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, so again, Karen and I just role played. What I want to show you now is what you need to do from A to Z to build your business credit. All right, and then we're going to go through some other things that I think that can help you. But I want to make sure that you write these things down, and I'm gonna take you through them if you got any questions. So I'm a visual person. I showed this to you guys last week, but I'm gonna show it to you again. All right, so we're gonna go from 1. We're gonna start with 1 and we're gonna go all the way down. All right. So the first step to starting your business is you got to understand whether you want it, what type of corp you want it to be. I suggest the LLC or C corp, but again, that's up to you. As far as tax breaks, you're gonna get the best with C corp. As far, there's some other benefits with LLCs, but you got to research what the different corporations are. And if we have time, I'll try to go through that. But I don't know if I have enough time, so you might have to catch that the next time. So you got to first understand which type of corporation. If you have a corporation or LLC already, just as long as it's not a sole proprietorship, you're in good shape. All right, we can start building business credit. You need to have a business address. So if you do not have a business address, you could go to physicaladdress.com, or there's other addresses you can use, but do not use a PO box or a UPS address. The reason why is because when a bank lends you money, they're able to look at your business address. If you have your home address listed, or you have a UPS address, or you have a post office box listed, you're not actually a legitimate lending business that they might want to lend to. So you have to show that you're big. So that's why we're gonna even if you're not big, even if you're not there yet, if you're just starting out, we got to start how we want to finish. So I'm gonna get a virtual address. That's the first thing I'm gonna do before I apply for anything. If you already have a business set up, you're gonna change this into a virtual address, which would be a place where your mail goes. They can scan it and send it to you. You might be able to go there sometimes and do meetings. Sometimes it might be in the same state or not, but just make sure you have a virtual address. All right, then we're gonna set up the entity. Like I said, we're gonna I suggest either a C corp or LLC. It's simple. You can do it online with the Secretary of State in your state. So if you're in Indiana, you go do it with Secretary of State of Indiana. If you're in Georgia, you go do it with Secretary of State of Georgia. If you're in California, you go do it with Secretary of State of California. All right. I'm gonna show you soon. I don't know if I can do it today, but I'm gonna show you why setting up your businesses in Wyoming or Delaware might be a benefit to you. That's where my businesses are set up, and Nevada. So you could really set up your business anywhere, just the business where the place where you're functioning, you have to get a business license. All right. All right. So now that we have our business corporation set up, the next step is we're going to get our EIN number. So we're going to go to irs.gov and we're going to apply for our EIN number. If you're busy or you feel like that you might mess it up, there's really nothing to mess up. It's a very simple application. But if you feel like forming your business, you might set it up. Just go to LegalZoom.com and let them do it. All right. Either or, I think most of you are very smart. You could go and just fill out the application, wait for your documents to come back, and then do your EIN number. All right. Now, based upon the type of business that you have, so Sunday and Wealth Church, I told you guys I wanted everybody to have a business for your investing. not your business that's for your product or your business that's for your service or your business that you already working. I want you to have one specifically for your investments. All right. So your investments should not be in your name. All right. Really, nothing should be in your name because you want to protect every asset you have with your business or in a trust so that nobody can sue you and take what you've worked for. So everything should be in a trust or protected in a business. All right. So it's a Netflix show and it's called Billionaires. All right. I want you to watch it. It's called Billionaires, and it shows you how even billionaires, they don't even know how many billionaires there are in the United States because billionaires protect their assets with entities that own entities, and those entities own entities. So an entity can own another entity, and that entity can own another entity. So it's very hard for someone to try to sue you and take what you have. All right. It's called Explained, and they have an episode called Billionaires. Number 4, so you got to see if you need licensing in your state for what you're doing. So some of my people that I've taught how to do credit coaching, some of them have to get licenses for their states and some of them don't. In Georgia, they don't even allow credit coaching or credit repair. You have to have unless you have a nonprofit organization. So you have to find out what your business is. Now, if you're just doing your investment company, you don't need a license for that. All right. So the next thing is that we need an 800 number. So we use Grasshopper, but you can use Ring Central. You can use any company that offers an 800 number. You can search the prices. If you have a fax number, that's good too. And you want to get it listed with the 411 exchange. All right. So when somebody calls 411 or Googles your number, Googles your business, your phone number comes up. That's very important. So a lot of you that are using your cell phone number for your business number, that's not acceptable. Not if we're asking the banks for money and not if we're trying to get in position to get the bank's money. Do not use your cell phone number. You can transfer your 800 number to your cell phone to ring. All right. So when you start going through underwriting, banks look at do they have a business address? Do they have an 800 number? Are they listed with 411? Is this a legitimate business? All right, so we're laying the foundation. Again, if you've already established your business and you haven't got through all these steps, you just got to go back and redo it. And for every business you have, we got to go through these steps. All right. Number 7, you need a website. If you don't know how to build a website, when I first started, I didn't have Rashawn to help me. He builds in WordPress. Well, I didn't understand WordPress. So I needed a website. So I built my own website in Wix. And then now I'm transferring now over to WordPress because now I have him on my team. But you can also go to Fiverr. You could go to Fiverr and find somebody to build your website. All you really need is a basic website for right now, expressing what your mission and your business is, some photos, and your phone number. All right? All right, so the next thing, if you're a professional and you're still giving people Gmail or Yahoo or AOL, that is a no-no. You can't be a professional still using Gmail, Yahoo, and AOL. Shamar, are you laughing at me? So when you get your website, you have to go to GoDaddy or go to a website and buy your domain. I get all mine from GoDaddy. All right, so when you buy your domain, after you make your domain, which is at shamarigolden.com or at almapayne.com, whatever your business name is, you're going to now start using the extension of your URL, which is your URL, which is part of your website. All right, because you bought it. So now you're able to use that. So Alma, when you start your business, which we talked about, whatever that name is, you're gonna go find your URL. You're gonna have somebody build your website, and then you're gonna set you up a professional email address. So you can have Alma at whatever your business name is info at whatever your business name is or whatever that is. So you do not want to give people at Yahoo, Gmail, or any of that. All right. And I still use Gmail because I'm a Gmail person. So that Gmail has a add-on called G Suite. All right. I'm gonna show it to you real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to this. All right. All right, so G Suite. So this is Gmail's, this is Google's version of a professional email platform. So I can still log in using my professional email, or I can log in using my Gmail, and it's all connected. All right, I don't want to have to go over to what's the other platform for the website, for the emails.
They got the native app on iPhones.
No, I'm talking about the other
Outlook.
and all that. Yeah, I'm not good with Outlook and having to go to all these different platforms. So because I use Gmail, now I'm able to connect my professional email address with, and I think it's maybe like, I'll look at the price. I pay for a lot of them because of my team, but it's $6 per user, or 12. I have the business one, so it's $12 per user. So now you're able to still connect in with your Gmail email address and use a lot of the functions of Gmail. It looks just like Gmail. All right. All right. So now that we have our email established, we need a business bank account. When you go to get your business bank account, they're going to ask you, is your business set up? So do you have your articles of incorporation? That's what you should have gotten from the Secretary of State. They're going to ask you what your EIN number is. So you should have gotten that with the IRS. And that's all you need to set up your business bank account. So if you have Navy Federal, they're good. If you have Chase, Chase is good to build a relationship with, because later on, if you have a relationship with Chase and you're trying to get your vehicles in finance, Chase finances in your business name. And Chase gives business lines of credit. I have Wells Fargo as well. Wells Fargo has good business credit. They'll nickel and dime you to death, but I mean business bank accounts. They'll nickel and dime you to death, just like Chase or any of the other ones. You have to keep a minimum amount in there. But whatever business bank account you decide to go with, just as long as you have a business bank account, so that if you get a check in your business name, you're able to cash it, and now you're able to start taking credit card payments in your business name. All right. So the next thing is we need to get a DUNS number. All right. So we're going to go to dnb.com. And when we build our DUNS number, we're going to use our business address, not our home address, but our business address. You should be able to log into DUNS at any given time when I say, hey, what's your payday score? And you should be able to give that to me. DUNS is who keeps track of all of your accounts, as the skit that me and Karen just did. So that person, Karen said, hey, I have 7 accounts, but if they don't report to DUNS, or if Karen didn't give them her DUNS number, she's not going to get credit for it. So you have to find out if vendors and accounts that you might have, if they report to DUNS. All right, you will know because they'll ask you for your Duns and Bradstreet number. All right, so I met a lady. She's been in business for 25 years, and she didn't know nothing I was talking about. She didn't know about business credit. She didn't know about Duns and Bradstreet. She didn't know about payday score. I felt so sorry for her. And I don't want any of you to be in that position where you've been in business for 20-something years and you still are trying to function off of your receivables. You're not going to be able to expand that way. There is no business. Even Walmart has business credit. Walmart, I gotta take the thing off because I gotta tell you about this. So Walmart, Walmart is one of the top retailers in the world, right?
Right.
Right.
All right. So Walmart, everything that's in Walmart is a net 60 or a net 180. So a net 30 means you have 30 days to pay for it. Net 60 means you get a 60-day invoice to pay for it. A net 180 means you get 180 days to pay for it. All right. So that means that everything in Walmart, now about 90% of what's in Walmart, they don't have any money in it. It's all on net. So when I go to Walmart, I'm not a Walmart person, I'm a Target person, and now I just shop on Amazon. But even Amazon doesn't own none of that stuff. All right. But again, back to Walmart. So if I go to Walmart and I buy Essential Water, right? Walmart has a deal with Essential Water. Hey, Essential Water will pay you in 180 days. So that gives them a period of time to make the money and sell it to the consumer and then pay it on the back end. So they don't have a lot of money tied up in inventory. So that's because they have credit. They have relationships with vendors. So now they're able to get more items, but they have less cost in it. In business, they call it, in real estate, they call it skin in the game. So they have less skin in the game. So because now they're leveraging their credit. So they don't have to buy all this inventory hoping that it's going to sell. All right. Hopefully everybody's with me. I'm not done yet. We're still building. After we build, I got some things that I'm gonna share with you. I got about 30 minutes left. All right. So now that we built our platform, our foundation, and we have a solid foundation, we have our business name, we have our EIN number, we have our website, we have our Duns and Bradstreet number, we have our 800 number. We're listed with the 411. All right. The next thing is we're going to we have our website, we have our email address, we have Duns. We're gonna get Thomas. Where Thomas at? Thomas, you just went to get a secured card from Wells Fargo. What happened? They don't have it no more, right?
No, they got it.
Oh, okay. All right. Somebody just told me they went to get a secured card somewhere and they didn't have it. All right. So
Yeah.
Wells Fargo offers a business secured card, but you have to have a bank account with them. So it's $300 minimum. So they're gonna report. Thomas just set his up. They're gonna report to Duns that he has a trade account, which is revolving credit, because he just established that particular business, so he's not going to be able to just go and apply for credit, because again, we're trying to be self-sustaining so that we don't have to use our social security number when we apply for a credit card. So Wells Fargo has a secure card and they report to Experian as well. All right, so these are the companies that I want you to start off with doing your net 30 or your net 60. Uline is number one. They will ask for 2 references and a bank reference. You already should have your bank. By the time you apply for this, you should already have your business bank account, and you should have at least 2 references of people that you've done business with or that will vouch for you. All right? I've never heard them check it, but it's still something that you want to have in place. All right? So initially, you're going to have to start with a prepaid account, and then they switch you over to a net 30 account. But remember, you got to make sure that you use your Duns and Bradstreet number when you do that application. All right, the next one you're going to apply for is Quill. Quill is where you get like office stuff. So it's the same thing with Uline. So even if you just buy one thing and you just pay it right off, that's fine. All right, so quill.com, which is on your screen. Trade credit is, we're applying for net accounts because we can't get approved for revolving right now. We have to build the first 5 or 6 accounts with trade credit. So our secure card is one, Uline is 2, Quill is 3, Granger is 4, Behalf is 5, Monopolize Your Marketplace is 6, Strategic Networks is 7. So we need 5 to 7 accounts reporting before we apply for anything else. That's the foundation. I'm not gonna go beyond that. In the next tier of what I teach you will be after these things have reported for 4 to 5 months to your Duns and Bradstreet number. The next thing we're gonna do is apply for cards like Office Depot, Staples, Amazon, Best Buy. So cards like that. And then we're gonna apply for revolving credit, and then we're gonna apply for lines of credit. So it's a step process. So we need at least 4 to 5 of those Staples, Office Depot. We need about 4 or 5 of those. So we need 7 trade credit, 5 to 7. We need 5 to 7 department store credit, and then we're going to apply for the next tier. So in this process, if you're trying to get the highest payday score, that's what needs to happen. All right, so I'm gonna drop this because you might not be able to copy it. So I'm gonna drop this in the comments. So this is how you monitor. You gotta just like your personal credit, just like a lot of you have Credit Karma and Identity IQ and Experian and some of your credit cards email you when somebody's pulled your credit. You need to monitor your business credit. You need to know what's on your business credit. You need to know what's reporting to your business credit. You need to know what your business credit score is. So I'm going to post these links in here so that you know how to sign up. All right, so this is DNB. That's DNB. This is Experian. And this is Equifax. All right. So remember, not remember, because I haven't told you yet, but business credit, it doesn't apply to TransUnion. So all you have is Duns and Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. There's no TransUnion that went on the business side. I'm not ready for credit. I'm not ready for questions just yet. I want to take you through a few more things. I want you to write down. All right, so let's do comparison real quick because I want you to understand the difference. Corporate credit does not show up on your personal credit report. Personal credit, all loans and credit shows up on your personal credit report. Corporate credit inquiries do not affect your payday score. You can apply for whatever you want to apply for. It's not going to affect your business credit score. Personal credit inquiries hurt your FICO score for at least 2 years. All right. Well, that's wrong. They stay on your personal credit report for 2 years. They hurt your credit score for 1 year. All right. Corporate credit, if you set it up properly, is not tied to your personal credit. And the personal liability is with the business. Personal credit is tied to your personal, which is called personal credit, which means that if you default on a loan, your personal credit is affected. All right. Corporate credit, which is business credit, $50,000 of corporate credit lines, you do not have, does not require tax returns or financial statements. So you can get $50,000 to $100,000 in corporate credit is not tied to any type of financial statements or anything like that. All right. With corporate credit, there is no such thing as too much credit. So if you get one bank to give you 50,000, one bank to give you 10,000, one bank to give you 5,000, one bank to give you 100,000, one bank to give you 18,000, there's no such thing as too much credit. All right. With personal credit, you can have too much credit if you are maxed out on your credit. That lowers your FICO score and it increases your personal debt to income ratio. Business credit, you don't have a debt to income ratio. If I have $100,000 in business credit and I want to go flip a house, so I exhaust all the money that I have in business credit in my house, and just say it takes 6 months or 10 months to flip my house and pay that loan off. It's not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna make my score go down. It's not going to make my debt to income go. It's not gonna hurt me at all, as long as I make my payments on time. Now, if I have $100,000 in personal credit and I exceed 20% utilization for 8 months in order for me to flip this house, my score is gonna go down until I pay it back off. So if you max out your business line of credit, it does not affect your payday score or your ability to obtain more financing. So that's why it's best to do it that way. All right. I want you to write down the 5 C's of credit. When I ask this again, I might be giving away some money the next time I ask this question. You should not be in business and you don't know the 5 C's of credit. Y'all ready? This is a quiet group.
We ready. We
Ready,
waiting on
cash flow, cash flow.
We here. We really here.
Yeah, I'm ready. I heard money.
So the 5 C's of credit. The first C is capital. So a business must have capital before a bank will grant them a loan, right? They must have a stable capital base. So you need capital. In business, you need capital. The second one is capacity. That's a synonym for cash flow. So the bank must be convinced that your company has the ability to meet the financial obligations. So that's your capacity. The bank studies your cash flow and whether you're in the position to meet the capacity that's required. All right. So that's the second one. The third one is collateral. Collateral are any assets that the owner pledges to the bank to secure for the repayment of the loan. So if you have a car that's rightfully paid off, that's collateral. If you have a boat that you have a title for, that's collateral. If you have a house that you have a deed that's free and clear, that's collateral. If you have a house that has equity, that's collateral. If you have stocks, that's collateral. If you have anything that they can take if you don't pay the loan is considered collateral. So typically, most banks give you unsecured loans without having business credit. So that's why it's very important for us to establish business credit, or in order to get capital, we're gonna need collateral. The fourth one is character. So in underwriting, they look at your character. So they evaluate whether you've been honest, so whether you paid your accounts on time, whether my mind just went blank. I'm getting old, y'all. So they determine whether your business is a high-risk business. So I suggest that many of you, I told my credit repair people, do not put credit in your name. The credit industry is a high-risk business. If you have an investment company, I know that I told you to set up an investment company, but investments do not have to be in the name. Investment is a high risk company. If you have a financial service or a company, even though you might help people with finances, financial should not be in the business. It's a high risk company. So you just want to make sure that you evaluate what names need to be in your bit. Now, if that's already in your business name, all you got to do is add a DBA under your business and make another name. So it could be, for instance, the name of my company is Life International. We do credit and coaching and finance and a whole lot of stuff. But when you look at the name, it doesn't say that. It just says Life International. All right. So I don't have Life Credit Company or Life Credit Club. Or I tried that before and I got denied for credit. I got denied for merchant accounts. I got denied for everything because that simple word was in the name, which was credit. So I had a merchant account with Clover. I've had a merchant account with a lot of companies in 20 years, and a lot of them cancel business with me because I never had any chargebacks. I never had any problems. It's just because of the word credit or financial. So the last C is conditions. So the conditions surrounding the loan of your request will affect whether you can receive the funds. So the banker considers factors. Those factors are what you're using the money for, where your location is, what form is your ownership, what is the line of credit for, what type of market are you in, what type of competition do you have. All of those type of things determine whether you'll get lines of credit. I want to explain to you another thing. When I teach people how to build business credit, I'm teaching them, and I tell you, you can get $50,000 to $100,000 once you build your business credit. That's not based upon going through underwriting guidelines, which I just explained to you. Those are the 5 C's. I'm explaining to you how to get rapid approvals. A rapid approval is when you go online, just like your personal credit, you go online, you fill out the application, they said, pal, you got $10,000 line of credit. Pal, you got $25,000 line of credit. Pal, you got $50,000 line of credit. No interest for 12 months. No interest for 6 months. Imagine if somebody gave you $50,000 from one bank, $10,000 from another bank, $12,000 from another bank, another $10,000 from another bank, $8,000 from another bank. That's $100,000. You got 5 banks. You got 0 interest for 6 months, or for 3 months, or for whatever the introductory rate is. So for 3 to 6 months, you have $100,000 for your business that you can leverage to make more money and not pay any interest on it. And it was instant. They didn't ask for tax returns. They didn't ask for financials. They didn't ask for anything. It's instant. Imagine that. Imagine where your business would be, or your investments would be, or your real estate portfolio would be if you just had access to resources. So in 2020, if you don't have a 720 credit score, and if you don't know your business paydex score, and if you don't have a business established, if you don't know who Duns & Bradstreet is, that's why there's a gap in wealth in our community. And it's simple. You just got to take the time. You got to get something that many of us don't have, which is patience. And you got to understand that every single day, I'm going to work on something on my list pertaining to my business. Because that's just building it. That ain't even, we haven't even went through marketing or building a team or digital marketing or branding, or we haven't went through any of that stuff. This is just the foundation of business. And in 2020, if you're sitting and you don't have cash flow coming in, and you're broke because you don't have access to resources, it's only because of you. Because there's a bank on every corner that's giving away. I don't care if they start off by trusting you with $8,000 or with 10,000. With business credit, you're going to get at least 3 times more the amount of what you would with personal credit. So if there's a bank that'll give you 5,000, on the business side, they'll give you 15. If there's a bank that'll give you 10,000, on the bank, they'll give you, on the business credit, they'll give you 30. So you got to understand that it's very important to build business credit. You cannot just say, oh, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. Or, oh, I set up my EIN number, I set up my EIN number to mine and my name with the Secretary of State. I'm ready for business. No, you're not. You still got a long way to go. A long way to go, sister or brother. All right, so I want you to write this down. This is my synonym for leverage. To leverage corporate credit, you must have corporate credit to leverage. An example of leveraging corporate credit would be to do a leverage buyout. So that means I could take over somebody's company and control their interests in their company. Or I can get borrowed funds. Or I can use other companies' assets as collateral. So there's a lot of ways to leverage. So it's called leverage exacts. So leverage is L, exacts is E, vary is V, excellent is E, results is R, always is A, gained is G, and effortlessly is E. So that's leverage. So leverage exacts very excellent, results always gain effortlessly. That's my little, I'm gonna quiz you on that too.
One more time.
Leverage, we're breaking down leverage, right? So we got leverage. So who has it? Anybody?
I do. Leverage exacts very excellent results, always gain effortlessly.
I got the excellent part. I got that part.
How we supposed to have it? You barely even got it.
Leverage exacts very excellent results always gain effortlessly.
Say effortlessly 5 times fast.
I want you to say it. You the smart aleck in the back of the room. All right. Any questions?
What was the last word? Every time?
Effortlessly.
Effortlessly. Got it. Thank you.
Any questions so far?
Yeah, can you run G back again? I'm sorry.
G?
Yeah, leverage G. What was G? Thank you.
Gain.
Leverage exacts.
Leverage
Oh,
exacts.
see, y'all paying attention.
Results always gain.
Thank you so much.
I got a question, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, so if I have an LLC, I was already planning on doing a DBA under that LLC. Do I need but the address that I was using on the original LLC is a home address. Do I need to change the home address on the original LLC, or could I just do it when I establish the DBA?
No, you need to. Can I ask a question? What are you doing? Does the DBA, is it associated with the company that you've already built?
No.
So you shouldn't do a DBA. You should do a whole nother corporation.
Okay. All right. Got you.
You don't want to tie it to that corporation. You want it to be separate. The only way I would tie them in is if I'm building a mother corporation and then I'm building businesses under them that pertain to that corporation, so that I don't have because if you separate it later on, so like you're in the music industry, so if you have a corporation that you put for your music, for your products, for your merch, for your masters, for your residual, for your
Royalties.
Royalties, yeah. Royalties. If you have a corporation that you put those in, then that's good. But you don't want to mix that with real estate or mix that with investments or mix that with a product line like that. You want that to be self-sustaining, and then you're going to build another corporation, and that's going to be for your investments. Then you're going to build another corporation, and that's going to be for your product line. Then you're going to build another corporation. So it's going to take more, but it helps you in the long run. And every corporation that you build, you're going to go through exactly what I just showed you. That's the foundation. We still got a lot more to build, but that's how I want everybody to start their foundation.
Appreciate it.
I do have a question.
Some of you that have, hold on one second, Chantel. Some of you that have nonprofits, I suggest everybody have a nonprofit because everybody should be a giver and everybody should want to give. So whatever capacity that is. So there are a lot of different reasons why I think everyone should have a nonprofit. But just say you have a nonprofit organization, you're also able now to accept certain things and be able to write off certain things that you would not be with a for-profit. So to have a nonprofit, you still can build business credit with your nonprofit. Go ahead, Chantel.
I just wanted to have a follow-up question in regards to the business address, because I have pretty much some of the things you listed, except for a couple I'm gonna have to fix. But for the now you said the location address you wanted other than your home, because currently registered under my home, but my actual location address is the address of the kitchen in which we rent out because we're a catering business. So is that the address in which you are talking about we should be using when it comes to
well, that's not going to be a long-term address, then no, I suggest that you just get a virtual address. But no, your home address shouldn't be listed on any of your business material. So it should not be listed with the IRS. It should not, because if I do a search right now, that's what's going to come up is your home address.
and that's even included on our business registration.
Correct. So if this kitchen that you're at, if you feel like it's temporary and not going to be there a long time, I suggest you just get a virtual address and use that.
Okay, thank you for that drop.
So, Damon, how you doing? I know you love that.
Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah. Thank you so much for the teaching and for everything. If you already set up the business with your home address, can you change it for a virtual address?
Yes. All you gotta do is contact the Secretary of State and let them know that you've moved, and they'll change that. And then you could go online to any state where you have a business, and you can search your business, and your business will come up with whatever address is registered. That's the address that banks, that's the address that lenders, that's the address that anybody it's public information. That's the address that anybody can get. So you do not want those to be tied into your home address, number one. And number two, a bank is not going to lend to you if you have a home address.
Okay. The second question is, if I have a part, I'm a part of a non-profit organization, should I have the next organization on my name, the non-profit, or I still can have the previous one?
I want to be clear on your question. So you said you're a part of one, so that do you have a partner, somebody else is on it as well?
No, okay, kind of. I kind of a partner with somebody with a nonprofit organization. I just gave help with that organization.
Well, then that's not your organization, brother. If you're not listed on it, that's not your organization.
Damon, I have a quick question.
Oh, go ahead, Evan.
So, are we able to establish businesses in our children's name at a particular age, or does it have to be? Do you have to be, an adult to establish a business?
Hold on. I got this. I got this thing I want to go. How old is your child?
I'm sorry, I couldn't find the mute button.
You still have to go on it with your child, but how old is your child?
Well, I have a 14-year-old. She wants to start a business doing phone cases. So like she's been on Alibaba and AliExpress and trying to establish like her little business with doing it. But I can't put things in her name, but I'm thinking a business is not really a name. Like you said, it's an entity. So how does that work? Can you get an EIN for, or would it be under my business and then just like a doing business as?
No, it's her business. She's a member. So so just say you listed as a LLC, she would be. I would suggest you list her as a member and you list you as a member, because you're gonna need that when she can't go get a bank account by herself. So you're gonna have to be on there with her.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
For those of you, she just gave me something that I want to share with you guys. For those of you that have kids, if your kid is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, really if they in high school, this is what I want you to do. So I want you to start a corporation. If you do this in 4 years, your kid will have access to 100,000 plus up to $500,000 in lines of credit by the time they graduate from high school or from college. But you have to do what I tell you to do. You're gonna start a corporation and you're going to, this is your child's corporation, just like she just said. You gotta file taxes on this corporation every year. So you're showing that the corporation is making money. Now this could be, like she just said, where your child has a product, or it could be where your child has a lemonade stand, or your child is selling. My son wants to sell shoes and make t-shirt lines. So whatever that is, you're helping them to establish their own business, and you're paying them from the business. Even if you give them money, birthday money, Christmas money, graduation money, it goes through the business. So it's showing that the business is down. What is that? What is that? All right, it's showing that the business is now producing money. So every dime that your child gets from the age of 14 to the age of 19 runs through the business. Birthday money, Christmas money, everything, every dime goes through the business. You pay the.
Sorry for cutting you off, but how do you do that piece? I'm sorry. My father sends my kids $100 for their birthday. How do I put that money into the corporation?
Well, next time you're gonna ask him to send it in the corporation's name. So you're gonna say all gifts, but you can still deposit that $100 into your kid's business bank account, and then the business will now pay your child whatever that weekly or monthly payroll is for your child working for their business. Does that make sense?
And just to be clear, you mean an S corp? Are you saying when you say set up a corporation? Are you saying a S corp or LLC? It doesn't.
I didn't say S corp because this doesn't apply.
You just said corporation, right? I was just trying to understand.
It doesn't apply for a corporate S corp because you have to make a certain amount of money for S corp. So this would be a LLC or C corp.
Oh, that's what I meant, C corp. Okay.
Right. But you got to file taxes for 4 years because your and it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It could be whatever that we know that we spend a lot of money on our kids, but we can't account for it. But you're gonna have tax returns for the last 4 years, which is gonna help you to be able to acquire resources or help your child when you turn this business over to them. All right, so all the shoes, all the games, all the gifts, all the cars, all the clothes, everything that they do, you're going to make them work for them. And that's going to be ran through their business. And that's going to be a business expense. Are y'all walking with me?
I'm walking with you, Demai. Are they going, end of the year, are you paying taxes on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Demont, when they ask you a question, like, cause my son has a cookie business, Tyler gotta have them cookies, right? When you go and file your taxes, and they say, do you have any businesses? That's when you would say yes. And then you have to like show them a piece of paper or something like that saying how much that child made.
Correct. That's just, but remember, all of the added things are business expenses. So now when you go, if your child has a business and you have a business, when you go on vacation, if you're getting paid from that business, that's a business expense. I'm just trying to show y'all how the millionaires and billionaires do. All right.
So he needs a credit card for that business.
I'm getting y'all cut me off. I'm trying to get y'all to that point, but y'all cut me off.
Sorry, before you go there, the money we give them, is that an invoice situation? Literally, if I give my kid $100 a month for allowance, I'll just put it in that account.
Correct. So your child is now invoicing you for the service of cleaning or the service of whatever the contract is that you have with your child. Because they should be doing something. So now they're working, and if over 4 years, I'm gonna tell you what you instill in your child, especially if you start them at 14 to 15. What you instill in them is that now you're gonna sit down with them and show them how much their business made, how much their business lost, how much business credit they have. We're gonna talk about, many of our kids are way smarter than we were, and they understand social media. So it really depends on the business, but just say the child doesn't really have a business. The child's business is to make up his bed, clean up the house, cut the grass, shovel the snow, paint, whatever it is, that's stuff I did. That's a business. That's a home-based business. So the child needs a business bank account. Something we don't teach our kids is how to manage their bank account. So now they're gonna know, Dad Azim, if I want to go to the mall, okay, well, I want to go to the mall. Well, how much do you have in your business account? Can your business afford for you to go to the mall? Because now I got to go to my financial advisor, which is my dad or my mom, before I can use my resources. That's business. So you're setting them up to eventually run their own business. To master business, you need to understand finance, you need to understand business credit, and you need to understand how to manage and how to have discipline, right? So those are things that you instill in your child at an early age. I promise you, when they get to be 19, 21, 22, they will be very, very cognizant of the practices of business. Many times we don't learn those things until some of y'all are 50 and 60 on here on this call. And y'all don't even know this terminology. But if I want some Jordans and I want to work for some Jordans, and my father sits me down and says, hey, if you want these Jordans, your business has to make this amount of money this month. And you have to be able to justify this purchase, because if we can't justify this purchase, you can't get it until next month. So it's a business relationship. So we need a business bank account. We're going to a personal and a business. So when the business pays their personal account, then they're able to now look in their account and say, okay, well, I made $100 a week or a month. I don't know how much y'all pay your kids nowadays, but whatever the allowance is, I made $100 a week. Can you afford to go to the party or whatever? I don't know what these kids. But you have to be able to start teaching them finance. If not, and you just get them cash. Who is that? Who is that? All right. You just give them cash, then they're not going to know how to manage the cash. So over the 4 years, while you're teaching them business and business structure and what type of business and how to log into their bank account, my son, I got him a bank account. I got him credit cards. So he has personal credit cards. He has, we're working on business credit cards. So you should have So by the time all the stuff I just showed y'all to do, within 4 years, they will have that foundation laid. So now they have business credit. They understand business credit. They understand their credit score. They understand why credit is important. Because if the goal is, again, our kids, we can't say in 4 years if they want to go to college or if they don't. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some schools not for them, but they should have an option. And even if they go to college, they should have a business where they can get resources so that they can invest. Well, they're going to need financials, they're going to need credit, and they're going to need business credit. So if you're putting them ahead of the game, if you start them out at 14 or 15, these kids learn every rap song, they learn every dance move, they learn everything that Megan Thee Stallion and everybody is doing on social media. They know they can learn this, but you got to teach them. And if it benefits them, they're going to know exactly how much money they have in those accounts. They're going to know exactly how much their credit score is. They're going to know exactly. So again, those of you that have good credit, add your child onto your credit card as an authorized user, just 1 or 2 cards, and then you're going to get them a secure card. All right. That's why having a bank relationship is very important. All right.
Demont, real quick.
Let me finish this last point. I got you. So when you get them a bank account and a credit card, then they now know how to use a debit card, because they know if they keep swiping, it's going to be at a negative. They know that if they have credit, they got to pay it on time. You're going to teach them when to pay it. You're going to teach them, okay, son, you have a $1,000 credit card. Good job. My son has a $1,000 credit card with Discover It. Good job. But you do not have $1,000. So you got to plant these things into your kids. If not, when you get them into the real, when they get into the real world, they're not going to be ready. They're going to be just like many of us, 40 and 50 years old, still trying to figure it out because we're going to say our parents didn't teach us. Go ahead with your question. I'm sorry.
As far as the business address, I do have a actual physical address, but I'm not there every day. I also have a UPS address. So can I use that instead of the virtual, or do I still need to do the virtual?
You have a business address as far as a brick and mortar?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I would use, yeah. I gave you the blueprint to if you don't have an office or a brick and mortar location. But if you have that, make sure that that's listed on all your material.
Okay, so even though I don't have my mail sent there?
Right, you don't have to have your mail sent there. But if you get some mail, where does it come?
To my UPS address.
So it's forwarded?
Yep.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right.
As long as you just get the because they're going to send you documents in the mail. So just as long as you get the documents, that's fine.
Okay.
I got a question, Demont.
Go ahead.
So if you had a business prior and it was a different type of business and you want to keep the same name but change the purpose of the business, can you do that?
Give me an example. Give me that example.
All right. So I got a business from what, 5-10 years ago, whatever.
Still active? Is it still active?
Yeah, still active.
So you
still
file
active.
on it every year?
Well, actually, I wasn't filing on it the right way. I was filing on it like with my own, not using my EIN. Even though I had EIN, I wasn't really using the EIN at the time. I realized afterwards, but it's active though.
You sure it's active?
Yeah, sure. Because I had to redo it, activate it, and I still got a business account and everything.
So it's active. What's the name?
Big Brother Management. It was it was my management company, but I wanted to change it into like a holding company from my other business.
You can do that.
But I want to keep it. Okay. So I just filed something and just say I want to change the purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a question.
Go ahead, right.
You hear me? Is there a list of high risk businesses like that we know, like, you know, before we
I gotta look for it. Keep asking.
And if your business is considered high risk, is there ways that you could present yourself better to get the loan?
Well, remember, I'm talking about instant credit. So instant credit, the underwriters are going to look at your profile. It's like There's two different types of credit. So credit and then credit lines and then loans. So when I gave you a fast track to how to get instant credit. So that means I'm apply online, I'm gonna get it, they're gonna give me approved for it. Now, if we went through a loan process, they're gonna ask for financials, they're gonna ask for tax documents, they're gonna ask for receivables, they're gonna ask for taxes, they're gonna ask for all those different types of things because it's an unsecured loan. So it really just depends on the type of credit that you're trying to get. But I suggest that we start with instant credit.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I got a question, Demont.
Go ahead.
I just set up the Ally account today, so now I in my personal name. So now I need to go and
Ally.
Yeah, Ally. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I set that up today, so now I need to go and take and really register that with the Secretary of State.
Hold on. You said what? You set up your corporation or you set up your Ally trading your are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, I set up my Ally investment account.
Okay, that's your investment account. That's not your business.
Right, but I thought you had said earlier that we should have our investment account up under a business name.
I said you should have your investment business. So you should have an investment business that you put your investments in. So that means that if I go do a house or I go buy a house or I go do a deal with you, DeAndre, you would put your name, that investment business on the contract, or that investment business on the deed, or that investment business on the project. So that's two different. That is an investment with Ally, but your what I'm talking about is your investment business.
Oh, okay, I understand that, because that's what I was getting confused yesterday. I understand, appreciate it.
No problem. If you guys check in the chat, I put high risk businesses, a list of high risk business types in there so that you guys can get a list of that. It's e-commerce, anything adult oriented. So like, yeah, I know.
Oriented.
I know. It's been a very long day. I've been up since 4 o'clock and I'm still going. And I've had 4 meetings. Oriented. I just tried to correct him on Ally and Ally, and I messed up myself. I was trying not to say nothing, hoping y'all wouldn't catch it. All right, so
Can you give us some low risk ones too, just so we can have some ideas?
Anything outside of that. Anything outside of that. If you give me one, I'll tell you.
For the t-shirt line that's on, like, because it's gonna be online commerce, would that be the same as e-commerce or no?
No, it's not the same because it would be a product. So
I got a quick question.
I would list it as a clothing line or apparel line.
All right, DeMar, quick question. So the trade credit accounts like Uline, Quill, and all of that, is it our responsibility to report those payments to Dun & Bradstreet, or would it automatically report?
Now, sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to call, and that's why I said you have to monitor, because sometimes they don't report like they should. So that's why you got to stay on them. So you have to know what's reporting. So yes, sometimes it is your responsibility to let them know. I also forgot one thing. So Dun & Bradstreet is gonna try to upsell y'all, tell y'all need all these different products that they have. You do not need.
Already got me.
Yeah, you do not need those products. Do not pay them any additional money. That's how they're trying to make more money, but you can still do this on the free side.
Yeah, they got me already.
Well, called me, I would have told you. Do not pay them.
Like, what are they actually gonna sell?
Yeah, they've been getting me for like 4 months.
Thomas, did they get you too?
Hell no, I should pay them for nothing. I look like.
All right.
Got a question, Demont.
Go ahead.
How you doing, brother? So I've had a business for a few years, and I've been filing it under my personal taxes.
Why?
Because I didn't know that I shouldn't have.
Okay.
Is there a way? What's the first step that I need to do to get it out of my name? As far as
You keep saying, so do you have a business, or or is your business a sole proprietorship? So it's under your name. Tell me how it's set up.
LLC.
So it's an LLC, and you don't have schedules, you don't file it on the business side?
Well, I do file it on the business side, but it's still filed with my personal taxes.
So you show that you're making money from the business and you file them together?
Yes.
Oh, well then that's nothing wrong with that.
So I can keep doing it.
On your tax returns, does it say your business name?
It says my name, but I do have my business on my tax returns, yes.
But the reason you file them together is because you're showing where you make money from your business, so you just do them together.
Yes, I show where I make money from my business, or I take a loss every year.
Or you take a loss, right?
Yeah.
I suggest that you start filing them separately, but there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. It's just you want to try to keep everything separate, because in the event, for instance, right now we just bought a car dealership, and we're trying to get another location. So they're asking for financials we just bought it from someone. We're trying to get another location. So they're asking for financials from the business. So for instance, if you ever sell your business, it needs to be separate.
Okay. So how do I go about separating
how much
that?
the business made, and you need to be able to show through profit and loss how much you made.
So I do that through, just
your CPA,
not filing.
Whoever does your taxes, your CPA just needs to.
Okay, so I just had them just separated.
Yeah.
Demont, it sounds like this is Tamika. Sounds like he's made the same mistake I made when I first started my business. Is your LLC a sole proprietorship? Because that's really the only time that they make you file them together.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So you don't want a sole proprietorship. If you have an LLC, but you registered it as a sole proprietorship, that's why your CPA is making you file it together, because you have to. So you will want to get your business entity changed to a S Corp, a C Corp, something that separates your personal assets and income from the business income. And you're being taxed higher because you're at a sole proprietorship.
Okay.
So just go on, I don't know what state you're in, but go look and see how you initially registered. A common mistake is for people to say, oh, LLC, limited liability corporation. And they have no idea that if they selected sole proprietorship without selecting a S Corp or C Corp in Indiana, that is, then really it's just all under your name, even if you have an EIN. I made that mistake in the first 5 years of my business, and I paid dearly for it. So if that's the case, you need to get it changed. And if you got a good CPA, that CPA can go back and do amendments for you. There's a clause that they can use to say that your existing accountant made a mistake, and that accountant can get that fixed, and you might end up getting a refund.
Okay, how far can I go back with the amendments?
You have to talk to your CPA about that. I went back 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
You really just need the last 2 or 3 years. That's all anybody's going asking for.
Okay. Another question I have is about the shelf companies. So what type of shelf companies would be good to buy?
Well, it sounds like you already have a shelf company. You have a 10-year-old corp. Oh, was that you? No, that was somebody.
No. I don't have it.
That's
somebody. It's not 10 years old.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say you already have a shelf.
It's going back to an earlier question or earlier someone that was mentioning this earlier about the shelf company.
That was Billy D that asked that. But what was your question again?
What type of name should I look for when I'm looking to buy a shelf company?
They have, the company I went through, they got hundreds of names. And it just needs to be a name that doesn't have any of those things that I just put in the chat. Doesn't have financial, doesn't have anything to do with tobacco, doesn't have anything to do with the travel industry, doesn't have anything to do with finances.
Okay, and when I do go to buy these names, I can figure that, well, I would know all of this when I'm looking at this, or?
They give you all the background information on that.
Okay. All right, thanks. That was the only questions I had.
A lot of them are expensive, but I know you got money, but a lot of them are expensive depending on how old.
I know Billy D got money. I ain't got money.
How old they are. You can get into like the 20, 30,000s for the older ones. But if you, and it depends on what you're asking. It comes with. I mean, what it comes with, you know. But
so you can look for a specific criteria of what you're looking for.
Well, me, I know how to build business credit, so I just needed the history.
Okay.
And so I just needed the history, and it already was in Wyoming. Yeah, Wyoming. So it gave me a better tax break, which I'm gonna teach y'all about that later. But no, it was in Delaware. It's in Delaware. And then I just built my business off of that, and because I know how to do business credit, then I just started building the business credit. And then there's a way that you could buy trade lines on business side too, but I don't want to confuse y'all. But just like you could buy trade lines on the personal side, like I taught y'all last week, you could buy trade lines to help you build your business credit as well, which will help you for funding.
Okay.
I got one quick question.
Go ahead.
This is my first master class, and I am learning. I already have my LLC, and I have a registered agent with my LLC where all of my mail goes. But when I open it up, I use my personal address. So should I go back to my registered agent and tell them I want to use a business address instead of my home address? Or is it good enough that I've got the registered agent?
The registered agent address is fine.
Oh, okay, so I don't need to set up a business address.
You still need, no, you still need a business address, because when you start applying for stuff, it needs to be in your business address. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I need to know, because I know I had the registered agent, so I wasn't sure because all my mail
You can't
goes
use
to
your registered agent's address for all your other mail, right?
Yes.
You can. Is your registered agent's address an office address?
Yes.
All right. Well then do that.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if
As long as when they research your business, and that address that shows up on your on there, as long as that's in compliance.
Their address.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you. Thank you.
No problem.
I have a question.
I got one last question, Demont, and this is about the 5 C's of credit. I didn't hear the last C, the fifth one.
Condition.
Conditions. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Condition.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad they.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, my name is Victoria. My situation was kind of similar to the guy. I think his name was Jimmy. I have a LLC. It's a partnership with my friend. I mean, we don't really do anything with it. I filed business credit. I mean, I filed business, like I filed taxes. My tax guy like files taxes or whatever. But I was, obviously going to start trying to see if I should, dabble back into that, or should I just start my own, since it is we just file like the taxes as a loss every year, and I get like extra money on my taxes or whatever. Should I just
How old is it?
The business? Oh, it's probably about like 2 years. It's not old, maybe 3 years.
I would just start your own that you control.
My own.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so.
Not saying that to dissolve that one. You can still do that one with the partner that you have, but I suggest that you start your own that you control and that you're the only one listed on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's not really involved in it. We just kind of did it as young kids trying to do something.
Because if not, then what happens every time you make a move, if you don't have 100% ownership, then like she's gonna have to go to the bank with you, or she's gonna have to be listed on the loan with you. She's gonna have to, so better I'm not saying not to do partnerships, y'all, but it's better that if you have one that you control all the interests.
I got a question.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, go ahead. What's up, Todd?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Man, doing great. And first of all, just thank you for everything you've been doing, because it actually helped me out a lot.
Thanks, man. I'm glad I could be a help.
So I have my Granger account and I have my Uline account, and I've already made my first purchase and paid the first bill. So what do I need to do to? What's my next step? Is it just to continue to add more cards, more accounts?
Yeah. Well, you need at least 5 to 7.
Okay.
So you only have 2. So we got to get at least 3 more. Having the secure card will be your 3rd, and then you still have to make sure that the Uline and Granger are reporting to, because I know some people that they paid for over a year and those payments didn't go towards their, because it wasn't set up correctly. So you got to make sure that it's being reported to your business credit. So that's why I showed you guys how to monitor your business credit so that you can make sure that that's being reported.
I do have my Wells Fargo card. It was a minimum of 500 actually. I do got that though.
I thought it was 300. It's
5.
Oh, okay.
And they send me through a lot. They send me through a lot because we don't have a Wells Fargo in Indy, so I have to travel to Chicago to get it done.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
got 3. So you need 2 more, and that you need to keep those for at least 5 to 6 months, and then apply for the staples and the. I'm gonna do another one, and I'm gonna show y'all the next level. But that's the Staples, the Office Depot, the Best Buy, the gas cards, Shell gas cards, those type of cards. So we need to do at least 5 to 7 of those, and then let those report for a few months, and then we're gonna start doing revolving credit. When you do revolving, then you'll be able to get like the 5,000s and the 10,000s and the 8,000.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it, bro.
Hey, Demont, could I do the same thing and just get that card when I build my LLC and just use it and pay my phone bill with it?
You don't really have to use the card. It's not going to help you. You talking about the secure card?
Yeah, and when I build my LLC, just to start off.
But you got to get the bank account, and you're not going to be able to do that online a lot of times. So we'll have to talk about that separate. But you could get the net 30 and net 60 accounts, yes.
Okay.
All right, so just remember, we're at the end of this class. Just remember that whenever you leave a class and you still have a question, that's your problem. You should not leave. Somebody's at the door. You should not leave a class. You should not leave this class with any questions, because I give you the opportunity to ask questions. No question is a dumb question. I want you to learn. All right, I want you to learn, and I want you to ask. I don't care if you be like, oh, they don't think I'm dumb. No, because I just told you, I met a lady. She's been in business for 25 years. She don't even know who Duns and Bradstreet is. She doesn't know what a paydex score is. I don't want any of you to have that same testimony, because if any of you have businesses or you have kids, you got to be able to show your kids or yourself how to take your business to another level. Can somebody tell me your existing business that you have and where you are, so that I want to give you some advice? One person.
I'm in Michigan.
Go ahead.
I'm in Michigan, and I have a consulting firm.
Gary, you done asked all the questions. We gotta get somebody else to listen.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'll
volunteer. I'm from Michigan too. I volunteer.
All right, I'll take both of y'all. Go ahead.
Hassan
I need help too.
Whoever the first person is, just talk.
I'm Chantel. The name of my business is Savor the Flavor.
Okay.
We're in Grand Rapids. I am currently operating out of the Downtown Market Incubator Kitchen, and we're a catering service.
Okay. Tamika has a catering service too, the one that just spoke. She does really well. All right. So tell me where you want to be in the next. Tell me where you want to be in the next 6 months.
In the next 6 months, I would like to, if not move out of the kitchen, into a food truck to get around town. If not that, we want to be in a brick and mortar spot.
In 6 months, you want to be in brick and mortar?
Well, not in 6 months, but that's our goal. But within 6 months, I've been looking into trying to get a food truck, because we've gotten a couple grants and stuff like that given to us. So we've just been kind of sitting on that right now and trying to figure out what correct moves to make with it.
What's your cost?
Damn.
What's your cost for a food truck to do a build out?
From scratch with nothing in it, or one that's pre-existing with what we need?
Both.
For one that has everything we need in it, we're looking anywhere from like 15 to 25 grand. And from to build it from the ground up, if we can get a good deal on just a box and build from there, we might even be able to save more, a little bit of money. So maybe save just a couple grand, but not very too much. Just from what we researched so far. So like I said, I'm still talking with people, getting ideas.
Chantel, who's your merchant account with?
I don't have a merchant account. I bank through we bank through Consumers Credit Union.
So that's how you take credit card payments.
We through Square.
All right.
And so we've only been in business for about 2 years now. So
tell me in 30 seconds or less, if I'm an investor or if I'm a bank, why I should lend you money? 30 seconds or less.
Because we bring something that's new and innovative to the Grand Rapids area. Our egg rolls are not only unique, but they are different. We offer a variety, and then not only that, we want to service the community. Right now, we offer something that is not offered to our community. So egg rolls being offered in a different variety of flavors, where people can come and grab multiple flavors at once and go, is our mission.
All right, that was 30 seconds or less.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend some time, not right now, but I'm gonna spend some time. I want to teach all of you how to do an elevator pitch. So I think Chantel did well. Don't y'all think she did well in 30 seconds?
Yeah, my heart is beating.
Good job. Good job.
It's okay, but you never know. You never know when you might have that.
Good job. Good job.
You never know. You never know when you might have that.
Great job.
That opportunity to get the resources that you need to take your business or your to the next level. You need to always be prepared. I feel like the first 5 seconds the first 8 seconds you were nervous. You should have went into what your strength was, which was y'all have the ability for people to come right in and grab and go and get a variety of different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I need to start out with. Now,
Gotcha.
yeah, so, but it's gonna take more time and coaching, but I just wanna explain to a lot of you that you need help. And you need help, and in order for you to be competitive, you have to stay reading, you have to stay coming to classes like this, you have to stay learning. Because if somebody asks you why, if you meet with an investor or a venture capitalist, and they say, Chantel, I had 25,000, but why should I give it to you? What makes you any different than anybody else? You need to be able to tell him in 30 seconds or less, because that's, people don't buy into the product. I haven't had the product. I don't live in Grand Rapids. So if I buy into it, I'm buying into you. Investors buy into you. So you have to sell them you. I think you did a great job, but I think we should have started with how rapid the product sells, not just how good it is. People want to know if I give you money for your food truck, am I going to get my money back? Are people standing in line for your product, or is this just a product that you think is good, nobody else thinks is good? You with me?
Oh, I feel you wholeheartedly.
So what I challenge you to do, because I have a food truck here in LA. We have not launched it yet, but it's because of the pandemic, and I'm thinking about another concept for it. In LA it's always nice outside. It's a great place for food trucks, but there's no festivals, there's no events, there's none of that going on. People aren't even coming out of their house. So as far as leveraging the food truck idea which it's a few outside my house. I live in downtown. It's a few outside my house, but I don't see lines like I used to anymore. So what I suggest, and brick and mortars are kind of scary too when it comes to the food industry. But I would map out the it sounds like you have your numbers together, but I would map out what the actual costs for each one of them are, and then set a goal for it, whether it's a year, whether it's 6 months, whether it's 2 years, whether you want to do food delivery, whether you want to do I told Tamika, she probably tell me I tell her everything, but I told Tamika, I said, hey, we live in a world where Amazon is the #1 seller in the world. Right now, I'm working on a product for Amazon. So if Amazon, if Jeff is a billionaire because of Amazon, I want a piece of it, not just stock, but I want a product on there. So how do you create a product that you specialize in that you can sell through Amazon Fresh or through Amazon Prime? So you got to start thinking, we got to start thinking outside of the box, not just within Grand Rapids or within Indianapolis or within Los Angeles. We got to start thinking of products that we can sell internationally. That's my challenge.
Okay.
Let me do one more business before we go.
I got one. Well, one I'm starting right now.
All right.
My Nobleman Transport Services. So I got my authority and everything, my DOT and everything lined up. Just got my fleet card. So my first line of credit actually established. And I'll hit the road next week.
So you have to have vehicles.
I'm starting off with just the one vehicle. I got people who want to already come in and drive for me, but I start with the one vehicle.
Okay. So I think that's good. Only thing that's not necessarily a product. That's more of a service.
No, it's business. Yeah, service.
Business, right. So I think that with you building your business credit, we need, because you said you only have one right now, right?
Yep.
So we need to have, how many do we need to have?
At least 10. Oh, you talking about line of credit? Yeah, 5 to 7 to start off. Yeah.
To start, yeah. So we need that. And you're talking about you have your DUNS number?
Nope.
But you have a government. You have a government account. A government account, right?
You said government account. You mean?
You have you have a government-based business.
I understand what you mean, government-based.
I thought you said something about a contract with the government.
No. I said I have my authority, which means I can go out of state. Yeah.
Right, out of state. Yeah.
Yep. And I have to wait 6 months before I can get a contract with the government.
Oh, 6 months. All right. Yeah, I think you should just keep building.
Is it 6 months or is it 3 years?
Well, for my business, because I look one of the brokers or load boards I'm dealing with, they have it where you can actually apply to work with the government, get the loads for the government, but it's 6 months. They say you got to be at least 6 months. Now I'm a veteran also, so that's.
You're an owner operator or a broker?
I'm an owner operator.
I gotta get your contact, man.
So Billy, what state are you in?
I'm in Michigan, Detroit.
Oh, Michigan. Jamion is in California.
Okay. Hey, I like California.
Yeah,
I come that way.
I love Michigan.
So Billy, reach out to Jamion and give him your information. If not, I know both of y'all numbers. Just text me and I'll send them to you.
Okay.
Anybody else got any questions pertaining to business?
Yes. One more, and I'll leave you alone. I promise.
Fine. I'm just glad you're talking. You got so many people on here. I said they got over 100 people on here. I challenge everybody to start their own business on Sunday, and I only got 4 people in the whole class talking.
I have a question after her. I was waiting for you to stop talking.
Go ahead. Well, y'all 5. Only the 5 people talking. Nobody else saying nothing. Go ahead, Chantel.
In regards to the 800 number. Now I want to ask this because I was told when I set up my business that long as I had my cell phone account set up as a business. Now, is that for when I go and to apply for my business credit and stuff like that, that's not going to suffice from what I'm hearing from you, correct? Even though it's under my business name.
Right, because we want to paint the best picture possible. I'm not telling you what won't happen. I'm just telling you the odds are greater when you have that.
Okay, so I could still go ahead and apply for an 800 number, even though I still have a business under my business or whatever, and just like you said, just have it routed to the number in which I already have anyway.
Correct, and use that on your website. So it looks like that you're a bigger company than what you might be right now.
Okay.
And then eventually, again, you have to think for the future. So right now, yes, you have a cell phone, but what if your business picks up where you have to contract a call center, or your business picks up to where now you have orders coming in and you need to direct your calls somewhere else.
Okay. And she talked about that with me before too when I set up my business account. In regards to that, because she said if I ever, ended up getting more employees or needed to expand out, they could do that. But I didn't ask her if it was in regards to it being under 800 number. So is that something that cell phone offer, like Sprint, Verizon?
I mean, I don't know. They might. I haven't heard of that, but I mean, nowadays a cell phone is a primary phone for a lot of people. We have with the car dealership, we don't even have we have Vantage, so we're able to move it around. But it's still an 800 number. But I think that it's just something to have, so that, not saying the cell phone you have is not sufficient, but it's just something to have at least so that on an application it looks better than them researching. They still know that that's a mobile device.
Okay.
And because if you have a brick and mortar, then you would use whatever that phone number was, but you don't have one. You're more building your infrastructure to be mobile, so you need to have an 800 number, which would be more valid.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Coach, I got a list for
Can
you.
I ask? Okay, there you go.
Go ahead, Zen.
Wait, I was next, right?
Go to you.
All right. Huh?
Tia, you being a bully today.
Oh, cause they be going. I want to get my questions too. I'll wait though. Y'all can go.
No, go. Go to you. Ladies first.
Okay, so my question was, I'm a chef, right? So the restaurants have been slow. So I started to do virtual Zooms where I created classes where where I can teach them to still cook tasty foods. And basically what I do is farm to table. So I only cook what's in season. And I teach them how, even if they have like EBT or SNAP, how to cook healthy foods, and teach them about cost and where the food is traveling from and so forth. Anyway, I had wrote a book. I wrote a little book like in a PDF on like how to make shakes, what to eat, how to meal prep, and like cooking with your families, right? And I heard you say something about Amazon, and I wanted to create like kits that I could sell on Amazon. Like all they have to do, like I would create a kit like they already do now in the different businesses where they put it in boxes like for their families and they'll cook it, right? On Fresh. And then I want them to buy the book. So they will have to buy the book in order to get the kits. And then they will have to book me to do the virtual Zoom classes, since it's the pandemic. So I was thinking outside of the box in that stance until I could get my scuba.
This is my suggestion, Tia.
Okay.
Those are three different businesses. Those are three different streams. You can't tie them into each other. I might not want to buy your book. I might just want to get your kit. So if I'm gonna put a kit, if you're gonna put a kit on Amazon, it needs to just be a kit on Amazon. If you go do a book on Amazon, it needs to just be a book on Amazon. If you go do training on
Zoom,
you really should do a training course where you charge people, and that wouldn't be on Zoom. That would be on another platform, which I'll teach you how to do that too, because I want to help you with that. So that would be a course that you record, and people can go in 24 hours a day and watch those same videos of the training that your course offers. So that's a course, that's a book, that's your kit, which is your product. And I think that you should entertain meal prep and a shipping a shipping form of meal prep. So you should research the top 5 meal prep companies in the industry that can ship you your food for the week. And if you're able to now help people to eat healthy, you have to manually deliver to them, that's another business. So we have training course, we have a book, which is a product, we have a kit, which is a product, and we have meal prep, which requires a weekly or monthly subscription. So we have four revenue streams from one source, which is you being a chef.
Okay.
Hey Tia, let's link up on that because that's an avenue that I'm trying. This is Tamika. That's an avenue that I've been researching a lot lately, and quite honestly, it's an endeavor that I don't know if I want to take on my own.
I'm trying to get her to do it, Tia.
He's been trying, but hey, let's link up on that. We might be able to partner on that.
Yeah, I jumped right in. And Demont, you said charge them. I do charge them to do the Zoom classes. So I guess I'm gonna need to take one of your coaching classes like immediately, 911.
No, I it's okay to do a Zoom class, but you don't want to have to be dedicated to doing a class when you can record the content and you can get people to sign up and watch it, the course, because I might not be able to show up to the Zoom class.
Right.
All right. I might want to work. I do better late at night. So I watch videos late at night. I study late at night. So if there's a course that I can subscribe to and take late at night whenever I want to take it, then that works better for me. You're going to get more people to sign up when you're able to offer flexibility versus I got to be somewhere at a certain time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you're going to have more subscribers. But Tamika is somebody that you definitely need to be. She has a very profitable business, and she's been doing a lot of research on the food shipping industry. And even I told her the same thing I told you, is you need to have a product on Amazon. Amazon. So she would be a great mentor or even a partner if that's what you want to do. I know I just want you to be open to working with me. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead, Azim.
All right, I got a list. So I have a LLC partnership with my wife. That's a marketing company that's basically driven by the entertainment business. So it's a consulting company that we've had for 16 years. Got a business checking account. Now we were using a P.O. box. We used to use our home address, stopped that, been using a P.O. box, which I'll now get a virtual office for. And we've been using our personal line of credit to get the American Express card. Are we gonna have to start over?
Hold on, back up. You've been using your personal credit as a PG. You've been using your personal credit.
So the American Express card for the business is in my name personally, but it's a business card.
So you haven't built any credit. You only use your credit to get the American Express. That's the only business credit card you have.
Yeah, and I got a DNB number.
Okay.
We got a DNB. I'm trying to go through the checklist. We got a DNB number. We have a business checking account. We don't have any trade account. You know what we did used to have? Cell phone and a Office Max card in the business.
Office Max is trade is credit. A cell phone's not.
So we used to have those. So my question is, if I switch everything over, so if I get the physical address and I try to apply for the Amex, will I be able to get the Amex card switched over, or am I have to rebuild that?
I think you should just keep the Amex the same. I mean, keep it.
Okay.
But we need to build. You started off at the top. Right. we got to build to the top. So if you build to the top, they wouldn't have asked you for a PG. But right now, I think you should just leave it. If you have a business card with Amex, just keep it that way. But there's other ones that you can get independently. So we got to start like you were starting from the ground up. Once you get that, a 16-year-old court, bro, that's $500,000 to $1 million in credit.
Okay.
Yeah, so that because of your and you file taxes on it every year?
Every year, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we gotta start with the trade credit. We gotta start just like it was fresh. We gotta start with trade credit because we gotta build the and I think somebody who told me this about themselves, but I could have told them this, is American Express does not report to Duns and Bradstreet. So that won't even help you with your paydex score. So when you go, like when you take them links I just gave you and you go to pull your business credit score, you probably are not gonna see American.
Paydex score is 0.
Right, yeah. So 16 years and it's at 0. So we want to get it at least to 80. So that's why we need all these different lines report.
Okay.
Demond, I got a quick question about the DUNS number. I just realized that I have 2 DUNS numbers for the same business. How was that?
You gotta call them and cancel one. How'd you get 2?
I have no idea. But let me ask you this. So I have I'm a signing agent too. Is it possible that I've had them since 2018, both of them. So is it possible I could just change the name on one of them to a different business? No.
No, you're gonna have to set it up for that business. The amount of time you had your DUNS number is not gonna benefit you any.
Okay.
It's the amount of time you've had the business.
Okay.
Makes sense. So if you
all right.
Thomas, yawning on my thing, mute your phone if you're gonna yawn, Thomas. Thank you. So, all right. So another thing, I know that some of us have gotten a lot of money from the SBA loans. All right, SBA's been giving away money for a long time. I'm about to go. It's been 2 hours. I'm gonna answer any questions y'all have, but SBA's been giving away money for a long time. They just didn't start giving away money because of COVID. SBA is you have a long period of time to pay off the loan. You need to start reading about SBA loans and SBA lines of credit. If any of you have businesses, you need to try to get SBA loans because SBA loans, you only have to pay 2 or 3%, whereas a traditional bank, you'll have to pay 30%, 20%. You know, so that's a great, it's not just, I know a lot of y'all just getting privy to it because of COVID, but SBA's been giving away. My mentors have been telling me about SBA for a long time. They funded a couple of our businesses, and one of my mentors, he has a manufacturing company, and they gave him over $1 million for that. And realize he doesn't have to start making payments for a few years. And when he starts making the payments, he only has to pay like 2 or 3% interest. So SBA, I know in our community, we kind of like don't understand SBA, and we think there's a lot of criteria for it, but it's not, especially if a lot of you have had businesses and you're filing your taxes like you should. I'll take 2 more questions and then we got to go.
Mr. Diamond, how soon this recording gonna release? Because I need that recording so I can go to work with it, so I can listen it again.
I'll update the recording. I'll post it in the group today.
Thank you.
Okay.
I got a question.
I had the meeting from Wednesday too. I got to post in there. I forgot to post it, but I got it uploaded. Go ahead, Shamari.
So if we have a fitness, like a health and wellness business, we eventually want to have like a clothing, loungewear business too. But anyway, with the fitness and health business. So right now he wants to be able to coach from home, right? Like make a lot of online videos, and we have like all of the material in terms of recording and things like that. But the delivery is where we always get, where we struggle with. And the website, I know you said we could build it on our own, but I done played around with Wix and WordPress and things like that. And I think that I'm struggling to like for example, if they do a course and you say, you know, you want to buy this course for however much for a week, I'm struggling with like the tabs to do that and the how to unlock this and stuff like that. So do you have any suggestions?
I'm not good with that either. So I would suggest that you build a course through your website. So I'm gonna give you a easier way to do it. Give me 1 second.
Or okay. Like it doesn't have to be a course, but just like unlocking certain things once you pay seems like a struggle to do.
That's a membership. That would be membership.
Okay. Yes,
What platform are you trying to do the membership under?
that's what I'm asking you. Like what website to use or what kind of platform do you suggest?
Yeah, and it works for me and I'm not the brightest. Yeah, it's this. What is the name of my course? Oh, yeah, where's that at? My mind just went blank.
It's okay.
Karen.
Yes.
What's the name? Where my course that I teach? What the all the courses? What platform is that on? Do you know?
What, the CEO Hub?
No, not that one.
The one with the new courses that you're gonna have? Hold on.
And the one we bought Jay Morrison's off of it too.
Oh yeah. Well, I should have that, shouldn't I? Let me see.
Hold on, Tamari. I'm going. My mind is just it's not right today. Can y'all pray for me? Here it is, but it's
Hey, Coach, is it Teachable?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Hey, so look, Mike, where you been? You supposed to be helping me. No, I ain't got it all over here. So, all right, Teachable. Hey, so Shamar, look. So this is Jay Morrison's course, right? So you go. I have one. I have a few on here too. So you upload your videos and you're able to start. People are able to start and watch them as they want to. They can pay for it or it could be a subscription base. So it's Teachable. So if I want to go to this one, I'm gonna go to start, and then I can. It has an option where I can download a workbook, and then I can download. Most coaches and teaching people don't tell you like how to build their stuff. And then you can also do quizzes now here. So your husband, like he's doing a fashion one, like he can brand it. I mean, fitness one. He can brand it and then ask questions just to make sure that people are getting the concept. Does that make sense? So when you pay, it unlocks. You can do it where it unlocks only a few of them, like on specific dates, or you can give them the full access to all the courses.
So, like if I had a website, I would just provide this link for when, like, say if they had to pay $100 for.
They would push the button and then go over to Teachable.
Oh, okay.
Which Teachable gives you a link, and you can have that your website if you want to.
Okay, I'll play with it. Thank you.
No, it's very simple. I figured it out on my own. I didn't have Rashawn's help. So, let me see. Yeah, so this is, $29.99. They take the payments for you, and you do the course. All you do is record the courses on the videos and upload the courses. It's very simple. I figured it out, and I'm not the most technical person.
And you're saying use that as the website, like use that as the fitness website. I mean,
you can have them go to www whatever. This Teachable gives you a link, and you can make your website. You can forward your website to go directly to that link.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Last question. All right. So what's our goal? What's our goal? Go ahead, Vernon.
So, going back to the paydex score, I kind of missed some of what you said. I got an 80 paydex score, so should I have to be a PG on any of my business stuff, or should that be good enough to guarantee it on its own?
Well, it really just depends on how many lines you have, whether they're going to ask for that. 80 to 100. 80 is just good. You really is 80 to 100.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So how many lines do you have reporting to your business credit?
4.
Yeah. See, you need more. So
Okay.
right now with 4, you wouldn't be able to get a car without you being the PG.
I got you.
You need more accounts. You need 12 or 13. So that's why I told you to start with those 4 or 5 trade accounts and then keep going, then get 4 or 5 department store accounts, and then keep adding from there.
Got you. I can do it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, so business owners and future business owners, what is our goal for the next 30 days? There's 76 people on here. I know I can't hear from everybody.
Just build business credit.
Get this business credit.
Business credit.
Business credit. Have their license.
Apply for that business credit.
Get a real email.
The business line's open.
In the right place.
Figure out how to get my book on Amazon and written.
You got to write it first, sweetie. Did you write it?
It's already written. I wrote it.
Did you get it edited?
Yeah, I had it since cooking school. It's edited. It's good. Like my chefs, my teachers at the Cheesecake Factory use my book to give to their students. But I just wrote it on PDF.
You can self-publish your book and get your book on Amazon easy.
Yeah, it's done. It's ready to go. I wanted it on hardback paperboard. And I wanted my before and after pictures so people can see that I lost the weight off of what I ate.
You can't get it on Amazon until you get it published. So that's the next step.
Okay.
But you know who can help you with that?
Who?
Natalie.
Copy.
Natalie wrote to me, and she helped one of my friends. What is going on? Who is that? She helped one of my friends. He's one of the top sellers on Amazon. That's because of Natalie. So yeah, but yeah, you got a lot of resources in here.
Natalie's contact too. I'm trying to write a book.
Yeah, Natalie's the plug. All right.
Can you the guy that said he was in Detroit, I live in Detroit too, and I help my husband with his business, trucking business. Can you guys have him reach out to me or have him DM me? He might have left. I don't know.
No, I think that's Billy. That's Billy D or Jerry. Who was it?
Billy.
Billy. No,
Okay. Who was that?
That was Jerry and Billy D. I guess.
Who was that? Say reach out to him.
Sonya, I'm gonna DM you my email or no, my phone number probably be easier.
Okay.
This was really great, Demond. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm gonna do another round because that's just the first layer of business credit. We still got a lot more to go. If you guys are in business, y'all need to understand structures. Y'all need to understand the benefits of doing it in multiple different having your business in Nevada or in Wyoming or having your business. What's the benefits? Then we need to go through the mistakes of business, and so it's a lot. It's a lot that I want you to understand. But my challenge to you, I always have a challenge. Sunday was that you guys start your business entity for your investments. My challenge to you now is that those of you that have kids, stop being lazy and build a business, especially if they're 14, 15 years old. Stop being lazy, build a business, learn this business stuff, then you're able to sit them down and allow them to understand this. I met a guy at Ruth Chris a few months ago. I was sitting at the bar just eating, met this guy, he's Caucasian. We started talking about credit. He pulled out his credit. I showed him my credit score. He's only 21 years old. He has $500,000 in lines of credit. His dad was poor. So all this, were they rich or they got a bigger advantage? His dad was poor, but his dad worked and taught him the benefits of credit. He studied himself, and his dad added him onto a small credit card that he had. So over 4 years, now his credit score was going up. I said, when did your dad sit you down and show you how to use credit cards? He said, I was 15 years old. He said he set me down. He had a $500 credit card. He told me I cannot exceed $50, which is 10%. He made me pay it on time every month. So in my mind, I started getting seeds planted in my mind to pay this credit card on time every month. Over time, they increased my limit. He said, now I have a $500,000. That's why I got the whole blueprint for $500,000, because I got it from him. His dad started a corporation and paid him through that corporation for 4 years. So he was building, and then he helped him build the business credit over 4 years. So now he has tax returns, he has business credit, he has a bank account, he has relationships with banks, he understands finance, he understands how to ledger. They don't teach our kids about ledgers, y'all. We don't know how to balance a bank. My grandmother called it a bank book. We don't know how to count, balance a checking account. So we got to teach our kids. That's the only reason I invest in y'all. I love y'all to death, but I'm more in love with our kids, and we got to teach our kids. We got to teach this next generation. And the best way to do it is when they're younger. Not when they get to be 30 or 40 and they think, oh, I got a $5,000 credit card. How many of y'all have gotten high limit credit cards they done sent y'all, and now you done went shopping or you went on vacation? No, that's not extra money. You got to still function like you don't have it so that you can get more. If you max out a $5,000 credit card or a $1,000 credit card or a $500 credit card, you are doing what they want you to do. Banks make money off of interest. So if I maxed out a $500 credit card, can somebody tell me how long, if I pay the minimum payment, if I maxed out a $500 credit card, how long is it going to take me to pay that off?
Forever.
Give me a year.
Just about 3 years.
Over 5 years.
Over 5. The minimum payment.
Aren't they gonna add money to you? So they're gonna add interest to you, so you're gonna end up owing more. So
you gonna pay more than the $500 that you went to shop for. Yeah, you got it on sale, but you're gonna end up paying 10 times that amount in interest. So that's why we talked about it, that's why you want rewards cards, because rewards cards don't pay interest. You get rewards points, you get cash back. It's the same with business credit. We got to take this serious, y'all, and we got to teach our kids. So I like the fact that y'all are hanging on with me and that y'all are willing to teach our kids everything that y'all learn. But in order for you to teach your kids, you can't help your kids with their homework if you don't know the math. You can't help your kids with the homework if you don't understand history or biology, right? You got to get them a tutor. It's the same way. You got to learn this so you can sit down with them and say, hey, in my family, we're going to start a trust. What's the trust, Dad? Well, I'm going to tell you what a trust is, and all of you are going to have a trust. All of your assets are going to be protected with a trust and protected with a business. And you're going to understand taxes, and you're going to understand that the IRS is somebody that you don't want to play with, son. Well, why? Because they will take everything you got. So you got to make sure when we start business that you're in compliance and that you're paying your taxes. And if you don't understand taxes, son, you got to go get you a good CPA. And if you don't understand the laws that can protect you, you got to go get you a good lawyer. I don't care how many t-shirts you sell. I don't care how many shoes you sell. You still need to understand the law, and you need to have somebody on your team that understands money, and you need to have somebody on your team that understands marketing. All right, I'm about to go because I could talk about this stuff all day long, and I still got other stuff I got to get done. But if I don't have any other questions, I'm going to go.
One quick
Are
question.
you going to talk about liquid equity?
What you say?
Are you ever going to talk about liquid equity, like being paid in liquid equity instead of being paid in with cash?
Yeah, I'll talk about that. I know people.
That's a good one.
I just got one question too before we go.
Go ahead.
So
Evelyn, you said the last question was just one question.
I said one more, didn't I? Or did I just say one?
Okay.
I thought I said one more.
It's okay. I want to answer it.
Okay, so I'm listening to all of this, and this is Faith
speaking, not fear. But I work 12, 13 hours a day. I'm a single mother. How do you manage all of this while you're trying to transition from being a worker bee? Because like I barely have time to do all of the things that I'm doing now. And it's like I want to progress to the next level, but I am overwhelmed with what I have. So I like struggle with how to figure out how to manage it.
I think it's about. I think it's about Evelyn. I think not because a lot of us were supported and went through school and were fed by worker bees. let's be clear. But
right.
I think that when trying to convert over into a full-time entrepreneur or just an investor, because you have some people that will always work, but you can be a 9-to-5 millionaire. I think that it's about time management. So if where I'm at is that it's not enough time in the day for me to do everything I need to do. So what do I have to do? I have to wake up an hour early so that I can read my 5 chapters a day that I've committed to. And because if I wake up at my normal time, I'm not going to have enough time. So it requires me to have less sleep. And my days off, and I know I'm speaking from an entrepreneur, but I'm just challenging you that that you have to learn how to maximize your time. And even on your breaks, like I don't know how your job structure is, but if you can listen, instead of listening to music, listen to audible books or listen to classes. In transit, in the car, listen to audible books.
That's how I listen to my Zoom classes, but I'm taking the Forex courses too.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I'm putting too much and then trying to do the starting a business and open up the accounts and all of that at the same time. So I don't know, like.
Yeah, what's your one day off?
I don't really give myself a day off.
Well, I'm saying a day off from work.
Well, I can work my schedule as much as I want to, and because I'm like money driven to try to get out of being in the working situation I'm in, I work like almost like all the time, like 14
Well, money
hours.
driven. This is just some advice as a coach. Being money driven and working more so that you don't have to work. It's never worked for anybody that I've ever seen.
I'm realizing that. I'm exhausted and I'm falling asleep.
So to work less to build your own legacy might be the solution. So that means instead of work, if you control your hours, that means that, yeah, I could work 2 more hours, but maybe I should just work 10 hours, Evelyn. And the 2 hours, I'm gonna take that per day and I'm gonna read, I'm gonna educate myself. I'm going to every day I'm gonna set up an account or something pertaining.
That doesn't mean you're going yet either. She said that she's waiting for her to call you back.
Teresa just said, I forgot. I'll be doing too much. She's trying to.
Everybody give Rashawn a round of applause for keeping everybody muted. Every round of applause for keeping everybody muted. Hey.
Nah, you don't get that.
I appreciate the advice, Demond, though, because it's
Hey,
it's
Coach,
a passion
I have a
too.
question.
Hold on. Go ahead, Evelyn. I got you, Lauren. Go ahead, Evelyn. What you say?
I was just saying, sometimes, your passion and how driven you are to want to do something, it kind of blinds you to what you really need to do. Because I need to get rest. I don't have to work the hours because it seems like the more money I make, the more it takes. So that's not even fixing nothing, like you said. So I appreciate,
But Evelyn, you got to get in the mindset of it's not money that's going to get you there. It's you. So if you're tired, and even if you have money, it's not money that's going to get you not working for Massa anymore. All right. It's you. And it's your knowledge that's going to get you there. So if I can work 2 hours less and I can spend that 2 hours into building my own empire and my own business and my own portfolio and my own real estate portfolio and my own investment portfolio, then over time, it's not going to happen on Friday like you're accustomed to or whenever you're accustomed to getting paid. But over time, you will see the results of your labor. That's how you have to look at it. you're investing in you now. You're not investing in your employer.
I got you, girl.
Thanks, sis.
Amen.
All right.
I'm your sister. I got you.
Next question. Somebody had a question. I think Lauren. I can't hear you, Lauren. You're really talking too. You got to unmute your phone, sis.
Okay, I'm sorry. I needed the link to join your Forex group because remember I told you last week that I was with another group, but you know, I'm ready to join you and Mr. Wall Street so I can start learning and, you know, making some money.
Hey, y'all, Rashawn's over here asleep.
Oh, man. Wake up.
So y'all see what my team is doing over here? He's over here asleep. He's supposed to be keeping people muted. All right.
Put me on the mute button.
He would have been gone though. He'd leave the office like 5. He'd be like, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. My link, I gotta find it. Karen, you know my link?
I have it.
You have my link to you?
Yeah, I copied it yesterday.
Who gave it to you?
That man that was doing the whole Forex thing.
Can you send it to Lauren? Or can you put it in the chat for me?
Okay.
Thank
and
you.
with this link, Coach, can I be able to click the Elite or the FRX?
Elite.
Okay.
And I'll try to get you the $5,000, Lauren.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hold on, Coach. I want that 5 too.
What was that, DeAndre? Did you sign up yesterday?
Nah, I wasn't fast enough.
Well, I signed up yesterday and I didn't hear anything. And this is Patrina.
It takes a while. I'll make sure you'll get a welcome email, Patrina. It's just if you signed up, you're good. If you haven't heard anything by the Wednesday meeting, let me know, okay? But
Okay, and I sent you the screenshot too. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. It just takes a while for them to add to the system. I think, Karen, it took you like a few days to get added to everything. Yeah, everybody. So if you haven't heard anything by Wednesday, let me know, and I'll get on Mr. Wall Street about that.
Okay.
But that's a lot of training in that system, y'all. It's a lot of training. It will teach you a lot. They have even live training. I told you can't learn too much. Because when you sit at the table, I'm almost done. I'm not going with y'all tonight. But when you sit at the table with the people that y'all are about to attract and are about to associate with, you need to know what you're talking. You need to know about finance. You need to know about business. You need to know about marketing. You need to know about Amazon, books, all the stuff we've been talking about. You need to know about those things because this billionaire told me, he said, DeMont, when you make yourself the most valuable person at the table, then you've done yourself a justice. And there's no table that I can sit at that I don't add value to whoever I'm sitting across from. So they need me to some capacity. And when you sit down with people and they feel like that you're not knowledgeable, they don't need you. They don't need you. So you got to make yourself knowledgeable in these areas. And the only way to do that is to show up and to read and to study and to go to, I know we in a pandemic, but a lot of these people that have the knowledge that you guys need are giving away their courses online for just a minimum amount of money. You know how many courses, I deem myself as an expert. You know how many courses I've taken of other people's stuff? And a lot of the times I'll be like, I already know that, but I got to stay in tune with what's going on and what's being taught. And I got to make sure that I know everything, not just some things about what I'm talking about. All right. So I'm not pitching this, but I'm just telling y'all later on, I have a business credit funding program. And so I never want anybody to feel like, oh, well, I need 100,000 and I can't get it, or this is just so much. Like Evelyn just said, or it's just, I'm so busy. I never want you to feel like that money is the reason why you're not fulfilling your dream. Ever. Because banks are giving away money. So I have a business funding program, which I'll be sharing with you guys in future classes. But as you build this stuff, just know that you can get the money. So if 50,000 is what's keeping you from living your dreams and leaving your job, you can get it easy, instantly. I got several people on here on my team right now, got it. 100,000, get it, easy. You gotta do some work. It's not gonna come to you falling from heaven, but when you do work and you get these approvals, some of you got products in you. Y'all have ideas in you. You have products for Amazon, or you have services that are good, or you have businesses that really should be franchises, not just locally. That takes money, it takes resources. And if you don't have the resources, if you don't understand it, you got to get the money so you can pay people that can teach you and add them to your team. Last point, I'm done. I met a billionaire. I said, hey man, how did you make so much money? I want to be a billionaire. He said, Demont, do you realize I've never had a good idea? I said, really? He said, no. He said, ideas is not my strength or my forte. He said, I've never had a good idea. He said, but you know what I've done since I was younger? I said, what? He said, I invest in people with good ideas. He said, so I'll listen to people's ideas all day long. If I hear a good one, I invest in it, I partner with them, and I fund their ideas. So those of you that have ideas, it's somebody out there that will give you the resources, even if it's a bank. Realize that. You should not go to the graveyard with ideas and businesses and products and inventions still inside of here. That's my challenge for you today. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next.